Okay, making stock part 3. And part 3 is only because I'm just not very good at doing this. And I'm needing to do it from an upside down position. So please bear with me. Let's see what you can actually see here. Now this is the stock now that has been reduced. Remember there was actually 2 litres of fluid in here. We've lost about half a litre. If you have a look at it, if I stir this up, you'll see like little bubbles of fats. Okay, now this is not unhealthy fat. This is not added oil. It's not added butter. This is the natural fat that's actually come out of the chicken and its skin. And there was what do we have in here? 3 drumsticks with their skin on. Only the drumsticks, and there wasn't very much. So this is actually flavour. It's not unhealthy fats, as I've said before. Now I've actually let this cook for an hour and a half, and you need to wait till it's cooked until you can, and I don't know if I can actually get it on screen, that you can actually get your spoon through your carrot. That's why I do it whole, because it's a good indicator. You can slide it through and break it with a spoon easily. The chicken itself has shrunk back from the knuckle. If you can sort of see, it has shrunk all the way back. So it's definitely cooked all the way through. And in actual fact, if I cook it any longer, well, I can already do it. I can get the meat off the bone with just the spoon. So what I'm going to do from this is I'm now going to take it off its heat. This is still on a simmer. I'm going to take it off its heat, and I'm going to take all these pieces actually out and put them separate. So we'll be back in 1 sec. Okay, so I've taken it off the heat. I've got a very simple colander inside a bowl. This is just to collect any extra soup that might actually come off as I scoop this out. Look, there's a variety of different things that you can use. I tend to use one of these. It's an old one. It's just a strainer. You can use a spatula. You could use some tongs. There's just do work with what you've got. So in this case, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking everything out, which is easy peasy, yellow busy, everything out, and which won't take very long to actually do. Remember that this is still hot, so I've actually got this pot sitting on a heat pad so that it's not going to ruin my actual bench. Now we've used 3 drumsticks for 2 litres of fluid, plus we've used 1 stock concentrate. I mean, you could use this, a stock cube. Just be careful, because quite often they've got a lot of excess salt when they make them. And I don't think really they're probably one of the best ways of making stock. You can use your liquid stocks that are on the market, which is quite easy to actually do. And I'm just getting down. I'm not going to be overly fussed, but I've just got the majority of the big pieces that are actually in here. And what I'm going to do now is quickly grab a pair of tongs, which I think is in my dishwasher. Yes. No. Okay. I don't know where I put my tongs. I just want to grab those bones out very, very quickly. And because it's hot, I can't put my fingers in there. So, yeah, I'll use the lid. That will be sufficient. Now, I'm not going to break up the chicken pieces, so I'm just going to throw them back in. But I do want to grab the bone. Taking off the chicken. Be careful, there is 2 things you really don't want in your chicken unless you particularly like it. And that is the little bone that's on the drumstick. And unless you particularly want the gristle knob on the end of the drumstick, which it probably has a very official sounding name, Just keep that separate. I'll keep that, I'll take that off. I'll grab the other one, which is actually in here. Same deal. Just pull off the chicken. Like this has actually come away really, really simple. It's all come off. That's it. As you can see, it just comes off. I'll grab that piece there in here. It's actually hot. Hot, baby, hot. There's that piece of bone. Put that over there. And I'll stick this chicken in here. One more piece. This is the piece that we broke off earlier on. So just got to be careful. Just don't want any bone in here. That's why I tend to, if I use chicken wings, I take it off, take it out and wait till it cools down, because that is a little bit more fiddly to make sure that you don't have, you can get some meat but you're taking off the bone itself. There's the bone hiding. Right, underneath. Done. So I can just put this in here and done. Just going to double check there's no bone here. Now you have a couple, there's the bone. Now you've got a couple of options. You can put this mixture, what's in this colander, you can put that into a, if I can get the shadow off it, you can pop that into a blender and blend it up, and it's really, really, you know, to nothing. It's like a mush. That, or all I want is, I want bits in my soup, but I don't want it to be chunky like it actually currently is. So I will do, for this exercise, knife, and I'll grab my tongs, and because all I want is, I want it to be nice little pieces, so that, yeah, that I can actually have something to eat. You know, you feel it in your mouth and the textures and stuff. And all I'm doing is actually just chomping it up. And because it's cooked all the way through, like, it's turning into a little bit of a mushy mess. And, oh, you could get your potato masher and, you know, potato mash it and squish it. You can get your little Blitzer blender. That it really does depend on what you want. Now I can actually feel in here those 2 pieces of ginger. I'm happy to leave that in there. I'm the only one that's going to eat this, so I'm happy to just pull those pieces of ginger out when I come across them. And now this is actually just a mush. Just if I can get it. Yeah, it just looks like baby food. Just mashed up. But it's nice. It just gives me that little bit of flavour. And I'll pop that in there. And in the sink it goes. And then, see the colour? Oops, I don't know if you can actually see the colour now. Can you see the colour? Don't go. Don't move. See, it's like it's a sort of a creamy yellow sort of colour. Got a little bit, you can tell it's had tomato. It's got all those veg through it. It's not clear. Not clear at all. And that is your basic soup, the basic chicken soup. And from here, and I'm going to, what did they say? You bring the object to the camera and not the camera to the object, and then I'll probably not actually lose it. So there's my little bits and pieces of soup. It's between a broth and an actual soup. I can make some rice, which I did a bit earlier on. Done that. This is going to be for me for the next few days. that I have not added any extra salt. This is the time when you do your taste and add your seasoning. Now, one of the things you can do it to make it a stronger chicken flavour is add 1 piece of turkey. Turkey will actually enhance the chicken flavour and make it quite a strong flavour. The other is you can add more chicken to the broth. I just realised I do actually have a bowl, which I'm going to quickly... Let's do come out clean. I need a bowl. Anyway. When you're looking for something and you know, oh, I've got that, and then I don't have it. So I'm just going to show you how it's come out in colour, because it's a bit hard to do that with the pot. So it's actually, that's how the soup has actually come out. If you use half a pot of water, it doesn't matter what size pot, you're just increasing your chicken content. And if you're using a whole chicken, then you get more of the oil on the top. And that's a whole new lesson all by itself. So that is basic chicken soup. This is by Gaga's Kitchen. This is for my grandchildren, so they don't ask me again, how do you make soup, Gaga? And you can add parsley. You can do a number of different things with this. Super tasty. Never go hungry.